Tonight, an urgent warning for Americans visiting Colombia after a string of in tourist hotspots. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota urging travelers not to use dating apps in the country, writing in a security alert that criminals are using the sites to lure victims, with many U.S. citizens drugged, robbed, and even by their Colombian dates. Embassy officials confirming the of at least 8 Americans traveling in Medellin, possibly linked to the apps.
What's going on? What's going on? Passport Bros, it's your dude, Mr. International Passport, here again for yet another classic video. First and foremost, please hit the like button, please subscribe, please comment, and of course look out for my upcoming Python course coming next month in February. Book your IT consultations with me for help to get into IT, guidance to get into IT. Join the platinum tier on Patreon for the IT mentorship plan, and of course join the Patreon overall for more info on foreign women, traveling, IT, etc, etc. Cop the merch too, and that'd be greatly appreciated. Let's get straight into it. So you've heard that the American embassy in Colombia is warning passport bros to not use dating apps. You know, things are really bad when a particular embassy in a country is warning their own people to avoid doing certain things. Okay, the situation in Colombia is getting out of control, right? And if you are a passport bro that loves Colombia, you love Colombian women, you need to be very careful. Okay, it is getting out of control. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can navigate without using dating apps in Colombia, all right, to meet women and to, of course, ensure your safety. First and foremost, please start learning Spanish. If you know the language of that particular country, you can get higher quality women, you can avoid low value women. Because you're learning the language, you're more immersed in the culture. So you can spot things that are a bit weird or a bit iffy, all right? You gotta start learning the language, at least to an intermediate level. Start learning Spanish. A lot of passport bros go out there to Colombia, know very little Spanish or don't know any Spanish at all, right? And they don't know how things are culturally, and they get got. But when you learn the language, you're immersed in the culture. You're researching how they say things, how they do things there, all right? And you can spot things that are a bit weird and out of place. You need to learn the language. When you learn the language, you have access to their top tier woman, all right? A woman in Colombia that speaks too good English, right? I'd be very careful, right? That means she may be targeting foreigners, Western dudes that speak English, for her to extort, for her to, steal from you, for her to do, drug you, etc, etc. So be very careful when you're out there, when you don't learn Spanish. The key step to being safe there in Colombia is learning Spanish so you can get higher quality women that ain't on this stealing and drugging life, okay? Number 2, you gotta start cold approaching women. You gotta start cold approaching women. Get off those dating apps and start cold approaching. Yes, in some cases, dating apps may be good, it may be helpful, but in Colombia, that's a no-go right now. That's a no-go right now. Start cold approaching, get your confidence up. You see a nice chick, right? She dressed well, she's dressed conservative, she looks good. Cold approach her, all right? When you go abroad to these Latin America countries, there is no need for you to use dating apps. You're a foreigner, you have an English accent, you have an American accent, you have a Canadian accent, right? You're a brother too. You dress well, you cold approach. They gon' be checking for you. They gon' be checking for you. They will check for you heavy, all right? So don't use all your time on these dating apps. Be proactive and cold approach. Cold approach, cold approach, cold approach, cold approach. Because I'll tell you this, right? When they hear that English accent or that American accent marinated over Spanish, right? When you're speaking Spanish with an American accent, with an English accent, oh my goodness, they're gonna be checking. They're gonna be checking. Heavy. heavy. All right. So use that to your advantage. Use that American mystique, that English mystique, that Canadian mystique to your advantage. All right. Start cold approaching. Start cold approaching. You got to start getting into the groove of cold approaching. That's very important. The third point here that I want to mention is that you could avoid Colombia altogether. You could avoid Colombia altogether, right? And I know a lot of passport bros are into Colombian women, and that's cool. Yes, I admit that Colombian women are flames, they fire. Good looking, great bodies, long black hair, peanut butter brown skin. Oh, that peanut butter brown skin. Let's go. However, all right, I value safety over everything. Ain't no point in you going to a country where your life is at danger, right? And you may lose it over box. Safety is key for me when I travel to any country around the world. So like I've mentioned before, consider Panama. Consider replacing Colombia with Panama. Panama, a lot more safer than Colombia. And guess what? Panama also has Colombian women. And guess what? These Colombian women in Panama are checking heavy for brothers. And guess what? In Panama, you have access to Venezuelan women, Cuban women, Colombian women, Panamanian women, Chinese Panamanian women, right? And more. Okay? So not only does Panama give you safety, it gives you a diverse range of different nationalities of foreign women, including Colombian women. So if you're feeling a bit unsure about going to Colombia and you definitely want a Colombian girlfriend or Colombian wife, go to Panama. And the reason why I like Panama so much is because you're going to meet women there that are working respectable jobs, including Colombian women. They want a man, they need a man, and guess what? They're checking heavy for a brother. So, consider going to Panama and maybe avoid Colombia altogether, right? Panama has a world-class, first-class infrastructure, okay? You go to the capital city itself, Panama City, it will amaze you. And check out the videos on Panama on my channel. It will shock you. Consider going to Panama and avoiding Colombia altogether. The fourth point here, okay, is that Colombian women are not the end all be all. Now I get that Colombian women, they're a special type of woman, right? They've got the curves, they slim thick, the long black hair, the peanut butter brown skin, they're super feminine, submissive. However, right, there are other groups of women that I think passport bros could be checking out for. Right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket and go ham and crazy over these Colombian chicks, right? There's Cuban chicks for you to check out. There's Ecuadorian chicks for you to check out. There's Panamanian chicks for you to check out, all right? Particularly if you're into South American women, how about looking at other South American countries in terms of their women, all right? What about Peruvian women? I heard some things about Peruvian women too, that they're checking for brothers. They're checking heavy for brothers, all right? So don't become too obsessed with Colombian women to the point where you are limiting your options. You gotta open it up, all right? What about foreign black African women in Africa? I've heard great things about them. What about East Asian women? I've also heard good things about them too, all right? What about Arabic women? So don't just throw all your eggs in one basket with Colombian women, right? Look abroad. Look at different options there. Open up your horizons. And the last point here that I want to speak about is, please take safety extremely seriously. Now I know the fact that even though the US Embassy in Colombia is telling passport bros to avoid Colombia, right? Sorry, avoid using dating apps in Colombia. Some of y'all still gonna use it. So if you're still gonna use dating apps, even though you've been advised not to, can you please be very careful there, right? Don't just invite any random chick to your spots, all right? Don't do that. How about meet up with her for coffee first? Meet up with her several times for coffee, right? Get to know her. Start your vetting procedure. Does she have too much tattoos on her? Does she have an oversized butt? Okay. Does she look too good to be true? Right? Is she behaving too good to be true? All right. Is she asking you questions about where do you live? Blah blah blah. You know, is she being too intrusive about your whereabouts? Make sure you spot these signs. Okay. Does she look low value? You can tell a low value chick from a mile away. I can. Okay. And also trust your guts. If your gut's telling you she ain't a good woman, let her go. Let her go. So when you still use these dating apps, make sure you're vetting her inside, outside. And do not let her back to your apartment anytime soon or go anywhere with her. Meet up in a public place, go to a coffee spot, vet her, continue to vet her. All right. So these are my 5 points here. All right, to complement the U.S. Embassy's statement in regards to avoiding dating apps. I'm International Passport. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you subscribe. Look out again for the Python course coming next month in February. You're gonna love it. Okay, IT will help you travel the world. IT will help you get a remote job. I will help you, in that aspect there. So book a consultation there for guidance. Get on the IT mentorship plan via the Platinum tier on Patreon. And of course, join my Python course next month where I'll teach you Python. Okay? Join my Python course next month. And yes, make sure you book your IT consultations. Join the Patreon as well for more intel on Colombian women, and other foreign women as well. You need to know how they get down in the bedroom, right? Join the Patreon for that. And of course, make sure you cop the merch too and support me any way you can by hitting the PayPal donations, liking the video, and hitting the super chats when I go live. I'm International Passport, and I'll see you all on my next video. Peace out. Thank you very much.